and apparently Bill Goldberg mentioned on the pod that Triple H has promised him one more match at some point this year.
Yeah.
You had mentioned earlier that he had done some stuff recently to get cleared up. He had an injury or something. That's why he's been gone for a little
Well, I
while.
think it's just he's in his 50s, and so I mean, I guess he's in his 50s, and so his you know joints are he has 50-something-year-old joints and all of that stuff, and
He's
getting
being in shape,
there,
right?
yeah, I mean, and getting in physical shape to possibly take some bumps and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean,
So I ask you this, Rob.
yeah.
Bill Goldberg, one last match. Where would you do it, and who should be the guy that does his last match with?
Um, I think it depends on what he and what they want it to be. Um,
I mean, we assume it's a retirement match. I'm assuming, right?
yeah, this is going to be his last match. So if it's, I mean, because I mean, you do one of two things: either he gets his one last ride off into the sunset, triumphant ride off into the sunset, or he puts somebody over. Right? It's one of those two things.
Right.
And it just depends on what you want to do. I guess what he wants to do. Because look, Sting went out with a victory. Undertaker went out with a victory. Um, so like this, I mean, some people have this idea that well, you got to put somebody over in your last match. I just completely disagree with that. I think if you're a legend like that, you get to do what you want. Um, and they find somebody who's suitable for it. Um, so just
I mean, I'll say this much though. It doesn't need to be a main event spot. It doesn't need to
no,
be.
no, no.
But look. I'm not a big Goldberg fan. Let's put it away. I'm not. But first number one. I'll say this much. If people want to be shocked when I say this, I'm actually okay with this. I'm actually okay with a Goldberg match. I'm actually okay with it happening even at SummerSlam. I'm
Yeah,
okay with him whether or not he puts someone over or whatever maybe however he wants to dictate it. I'm okay with that for nostalgia purposes and because we know this will be his last match. I'm okay with the way they booked this. Okay, it doesn't have to be. Oh, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. It'd be cool to have his last match in Atlanta, Georgia, but they were just there recently, so I don't think that there's anything on the schedule saying they'll be back there anytime soon. So, if you want to put it in Saudi Arabia, so be it. If you want to put it in freaking SummerSlam, I'm okay with that, man. But I was thinking that if the obvious way, if you put someone over, you have him and Braun Breaker do it.
well, yeah. If that's what you want to do,
Yeah,
if he wants to put somebody over, then I think that's what you do.
yeah.
But if he doesn't, which again, as far as I'm concerned, you get to call your shot when you're a legend like him. To me, you get to call it,
I agree.
and they and
What
if
would
they
you what would you call like if you had a chance to book? How would you do it? Who would the opponent be?
um if he wants to put over Braun Breaker, then I would absolutely do that.
Right.
If he wants to go out with a win, then you just you get somebody like Austin Theory or Grayson Waller or somebody and just throw them in there and let them you know
A little squash match.
yeah you know
I can see that.
and it just keep it simple. You don't have to do too much, and because again, I think as far as I'm concerned, he has the right to call his own shot
Right.
and go out the way he wants to go out.